Yeah. So it shows that I at least played this once before, because last time on episode 14, I beat the Cyber Demon with relative ease.
On your first try as well.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if I died. I think I was thinking of like the second time I played this when I was initially doing the recording.
Oh.
Because I did make it a Titan's Realm. I think I told you that, Ethan.
Yeah, this is where you you stagnated here for a bit, or you just stalled is the better word.
I procrastinated.
Procrastinated, right? Yeah.
There's no you need to sugarcoat. I fucking procrastinated the fuck out of this.
Yeah, it kind of ticked me off, but you know what? We're doing this now. It's great. It's been great. All right.
But yeah, I think in like when I initially did the recording, I fucking died at least once on the Cyber Demon.
Yeah.
But as you can see, now that I did like a second time, I just fucking melted him. I quickly noticed during that playthrough, like, oh, I melt him with the fucking super shotty and rockets. I'll just use the fuck out of those then.
Yeah. And it was very
Also,
exciting as well. Yeah.
I've got really used to using the Gauss cannon during this playthrough.
Mm.
You know what's funny is I barely used it my first time playing this game.
Same. Like I said, during this playthrough is when I got used to using it.
It's a different.
Yeah, I'm seeing it's really useful.
Yeah.
Oh wow, yeah, you do have like a bunch of ammo for it actually. Yeah.
It takes up like 20 when you use like the fucking like
the charge shot?
yeah. Like 15? Yeah. But it's like very powerful. So I'm like, oh
Yeah,
neat.
even without the charge shot, it was very powerful. So okay, and that's how they do. Okay, I mean, I guess that's pretty standard. Using a whole bunch of ammo for charge shots, I guess that's standard. But yeah, and it was a very exciting boss as well because you know this game is not a game. It's different from other first-person shooters, whereas you don't regenerate health. You have to actually go find health packs.
Yeah.
That makes just the overall gameplay generally more tense than the average Call of Duty. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of just hiding in a corner somewhere, you have to like actually and like regenerate. You actually just have to like continue fighting, or else you fucking die.
Even if they did regenerate while you hide in a corner, they'll come find you in that corner before your health is regenerated.
Yeah, you're saying if there were a regenerating mechanic in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's why I just like this game for it's very different from the other first person shooters. So that
Yeah.
I get because like you know me, I'm like, oh man, it's bullshit first person shooter. It's all the same game. Nah.
True, but how many do you actually play?
I've played a couple. But you know, just on paper, it's pretty much the same game.
It's the same, but it's really.
A lot of them are like, oh, we're this military. We're gonna go fight this other military and go hide in the corner if your health is low.
Like, and this time we're in space. Yeah, even if the setting or like the premise is slightly different, it's essentially just the same game. But not in the same vein as sports games, though. That's the same premise.
Exact same premise in the exact same settings too.
Yeah.
Only difference is the players.
More or less.
What was that? That was a voice crack right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've been asking which games.
Oh, sports games.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's not a fair comparison, I know, but.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, it's not.
Most sports games are like literally modeled after like real life, like the current roster.
All of Madden, FIFA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
even then, it's literally just like, how the fuck are you supposed to innovate those?
I don't know. The transition to 3D happened. I don't know.
They should just stuck with 2D.
Hey guys, look, I'm playing Madden 05 for the Game Boy Advance. But yeah, no. That's why I find this game or like the franchise just very interesting because its mechanics are much different, and it feels like you're playing not an entirely different game altogether, but you kind of are at the same time.
What just happened to the game?
Yeah, I was about to ask. Like, I think I just saw the command queue.
I opened the command because my shift key, like I forgot which key. I think I was trying to put escape, and I think I touched the semicolon shit. I forgot what it's called. Escape is how I usually get out of this path.
The key below escape?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah. There's just
the one right below escape.
Yeah.
Oh, really now? It's the, well, at least when holding shift, it's the symbol that you are supposed to like formally put at the end of emails. Like you put that symbol in, then your name, and then you write down the rest of your credentials, etc., etc. That's all I ever use it for, because that's all I ever learned it to use for. That might be its only purpose.
Most likely.
Most likely, yeah.
Well, the one reason why I did like a clock cut there is because I got like food when that happened.
I didn't even see a cut.
Well, probably because you were so focused on talking with River.
I was focused on the key below escape.
Oh no! When before you saw like the when you saw the command thing, there was a cut there. That's because I got food.
Oh, I see. I get it now.
We got one of every kind of person in this group. We got me, the stoner. We got Cameron, the sports guy. We got Alec, the fuck boy.
Wait a minute. Alec isn't even here.
Or the one
yeah, because he's off trying to fuck somebody. We got Josh the nerd.
He's not even here.
Like we're talking the super nerd.
No,
we got Carlos the Mexican. We got Ethan the Asian.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Maybe I want to take back that section that I said last part.
No,
wait a minute.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, we're all pretty much the same.
No, he's the retro nerd.
More or less, yes.
That's.
I mean, if retro includes Gears of War, then yes.
Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not retro.
Not yet.
I mean, no.
Give it like 5 more years, then it'll be retro.
No, it already. I mean, if you're going to a retro game store today, the most prevalent cases that you'll see are 360 and PS3.
Oh God,
that's not good.
How does that make you feel, guys?
I'm 19 and a half and I feel old as hell.
I'm nearly 20. I literally turned 20 like coming Saturday.
Yeah.
I am 20. Shit.
But like but to take it seriously and think about it, there was a time when games in the N64 PS1 era weren't considered retro. They were considered
like
a new thing at the time.
The modern console.
Yeah, they're considered the modern console.
I think PS2 games might question. Weren't like PS1 games considered retro by the time like PlayStation 3 came out?
I want to say yes.
So by that logic, PS3 and Xbox should be retro by now then.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, because they're 2 generations behind now.
Yeah. So, but we have this idea of what retro mainly constitutes. Think of classic cars. You know what classic cars look like. There was a time when those weren't considered classic. They were just the modern car. And so nowadays we have this idea of what a classic car looks like. If we were to go like
if I remember right,
30 years in the future, maybe. I mean,
look at this.
What?
He's
still alive.
He got fucking flung up. He went to go to his people.
Oh man.
What do you guys consider retro?
This.
No, you're joking, right?
Yes. So I'm
Okay.
Okay. I was about to say, get the fuck out.
Yeah, no.
Hard to say, because like retro was a thing when we were growing up, and it's been basically ingrained into us that it's basically all Nintendo games, PS1 games, and what else?
That's primarily it. Maybe. Yeah.
I consider it. I say if it's 20 years or older, then it's retro. If it's not 20 years old, then it's not retro.
Well, we're about to approach like the Gears of War 20th anniversary, so but you did say that you kind of find it disgusting that Gears of War is considered retro now.
Not so much disgusting, just I don't like that.
Oh, well, same
It's
thing.
because it makes them feel old. That's why.
Yeah,
Sure.
I don't like feeling old at 19.
Sure, I get that.
Well, the constant back pain doesn't help anything.
But I'm more getting at like a couple years down the like I said, 30 years down the line, like the cars that are coming out today would be considered classic cars, even though I don't.
About a kid to this day about a 360, they probably would consider that retro. They would probably consider 360 retro.
Sure, yeah, in terms of the graphical stuff.
Yeah,
sure.
And that's the thing. We're just old enough to feel old now, since all the shit we liked is now kind of fairly aged.
But again, is it really accurate to say stuff like things that are graphically similar cross generation? That's not the right phrase, but like Uncharted 1 and Uncharted 4. It's essentially the same game, but one looks a bit prettier, but they're essentially the same game. Even still,
most likely they were like, "Oh, cool! This is because they probably would think of it less oh, look, this game is this old." Imagine what they were playing. Because kids won't probably. I don't know. I'm trying to think of how to describe this. Sorry, brain's fried.
Well, basically, what I'm trying to say is if there isn't a substantial difference in design, at least, still going with the car philosophy. Analogy, right?
Why the fuck would you have philosophy?
In 20 years, would my 2022 Kia Seltos be considered a classic car as compared to the 2042 Kias?
Maybe.
I'd
say so because everybody's trying to move go to electric.
Well, that might happen. I don't know. I'm just saying in terms of aesthetically, I don't think there'd be that much difference.
And then, but here's the thing: we also think of how things are now. We can't really think of how things are gonna be in the future, because for all we know, there's gonna be some huge revolution of how people like their shit. They might want their cars looking way different than they are now.
Maybe I don't know about way different. Well,
yeah,
I get it. I guess there's only so much this analogy can go. How about
with games is I get what you mean. Games at this point in time can't look that graphically different. They look fairly similar no matter the generation at this point.
Yeah. Which means would I be able to tell that they look the same, but is Uncharted 1 really a retro game by that? I guess by that.
Retro, okay, Uncharted 1, yeah.
Okay.
I'd say Uncharted 1 would be a bit retro. I see those graphics. They do not look anywhere near.
I mean, they're still they still
they're not bad,
fine.
but they don't look modern at all.
No, they do. They still look. Well, I guess this is what considered modern now.
Yeah.
It's sure it looks prettier, but graphically, at least polygonally, it's not that much different.
Yeah.
Because to answer River's question, finally, trying to circle back around to that, what I consider retro stuff is basically PS1, N64, and below. Like maybe the PS2 era, even the PS2 era still looks relatively realistic. I say that with slight hesitation, but still, though, it's not on the same level as PS1 models, at least polygonally.
I mean, it's like talking about polygon. There's a reason why people were making a joke that all of like Resident Evil 1 could fit in.
Yeah.
It's because we just gotten to the point that holy shit, we used a lot more polygons to make a character model.
Yeah, and that's great and fine and dandy and all, but like, it's a hard thing.
I feel like
because I would not.
I feel like literally half of this is just us not wanting to feel old.
More or less, I feel like there's still something else. Like 20 years down the line, would my car considered classic, even though my car looks nothing like any of the cars from the 1970s? I mean, like,
yes,
really,
yes,
yeah.
Even though they're see, okay, that's probably the thing that most gets me, because we don't know what things will look aesthetically in the next 20
that's what
years.
I mean.
Okay,
like we don't know what the fuck that's what I think I said. We don't know that there's probably at some point in time people just want to have their cars look way differently. It's because like we don't know what the future really holds us that like with in terms of how things are gonna look.
Okay.
But like that's why the car analogy kind of like falls apart at that point in terms of like visually, because in all honesty, games can only get so real. There might be a day that they look super realistic that you can't differentiate between real life and games, but
even would you say even 20 years down the line from when this game came out, 2016, do you think this would be considered retro?
In 20 years, yeah.
Okay. I think it's just graphically and aesthetically that gets me, because it's a weird thing.
No, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'm starting to think about this now, because someone did that test thing of Unreal Engine 5, right?
Uh-huh.
And
with the Matrix game, right?
Something.
No, it was something else. And somebody just recreated like a train station in Unreal Engine 5, and you can probably nearly not tell the difference between it if it was real or not.
Yeah. So, okay, suggesting that maybe if one day, 9 years from now or so or whatever, like a PlayStation 6 and an Xbox, whatever the fuck naming convention they want to do this time, comes out, does whatever.
Playbox Switch.
Playbox Switch. Okay, someone copyright that. That'll be the next Xbox console.
Playbox Switch.
Yeah. Is there a reason there's no audio here?
What do you mean?
I can't hear the game.
Neither can I.
Neither can I.
Do you have an oopsie in editing?
No, I can hear it just fine.
Oh, well, we can't.
Weird.
Ooh.
People watching the video will probably hear it.
Yeah, it won't be like this on playback, but okay, weird. Oh well.
I think it's just you guys.
Just imagine gunfire in your heads. Yeah, there you go. Okay, but let's assume that like PlayStation 6 and onwards we're gonna use Unreal Engine 5, and that'll be the standard.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Until Unreal Engine 6 comes out,
Yeah.
sure, yeah.
I mean, how
it'll
would
just
it
look uncanny.
It's
that game,
More
that game
real
is
than
just-
it's like.
Here's the thing. There's some games, despite being old, don't feel old just because they were stylized. The most prominent one being Wind Waker. It's so stylized that it doesn't feel like too retro.
Yeah. Oh, that was more so going for the comic cell shaded.
And that's why it doesn't feel retro, because its graphics are not trying to be realistic. Anything that's trying to be realistic is probably gonna be outdated really fucking quick.
Okay.
But like stylized is like a really,
Twilight Princess.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You know what's crazy to me is that some video game characters these days take up more space on your console than like an old video game like the Super Mario Bros. The first one.
Yeah.
Like characters, you said?
Like character models. Some character models in video games these days, I swear to God, they take up more space on your console than like Super Mario Bros. Would.
Well, yeah, we did just say it a bit ago, like the entirety of Resident Evil 1 can fit in Lady D's ass from Resident Evil 8. So, yeah. It's just a weird thing.
Yeah, because like some games are probably gonna like in terms of visually are probably gonna just stand the test of time.
Especially with the Unreal Engine 5, I suppose if it is going to be standard for PS6, if there will be a PS6 10 years from now, most likely, because
like
hopefully we're so alive to that point.
Technology has a constant need for evolution, and I guess I'm just the rusty old codger that says like, please stop revolutionizing. We only just got this thing like.
Yeah,
we only got this thing a year ago, and you're coming out with like the next big thing.
Yeah, like I don't mind the next big thing, but I want time to appreciate what we just got first.
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
That's why looking back with like console generation,
technology loves to just fucking go at top speed.
For sure. Like I think the biggest, like the shortest console generation ever, I don't quote me on this, was the 6th generation console.
Which were
Xbox, PS2, GameCube, Dreamcast. Well, Dreamcast doesn't apply because it died there. But
I think it was the shortest one. Yeah.
Like the Xbox before it upgraded to 360 was only 4 years, so 01 to 05, which was wow, and what a big leap in technology that was then too.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it was huge. And that's just the thing. I agree with you. Some games don't look retro. They don't always feel retro, but
right.
I don't know. I understand that if it tries to look realistic, it's gotta get its ass fucked real hard.
It's crazy. Back in '98, that Ocarina of Time was like, "Whoa, nice graphics! I can't wait to get my hands on that game."
Maybe you don't want to use that phrase. Some people might like that.
Whoa, nice graphics! I can't wait to get my hands on that game.
Yeah, like realistic graphics in the olden age, like they were so scared of like fucking Mortal Kombat because it was too realistic. Like the first one. And like,
That was more so because the implementation of blood
yeah,
into
but
the
still.
Genesis version.
Oh, yeah.
That's a different thing altogether. It's more because because we don't have to abide by Nintendo's rules about being a kid-friendly console, branding rather. We're allowed to,
Use blood.
be more brutal and stuff.
We're allowed to say the fuck.
we're allowed to let Sonic say fuck.
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?